What's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMGWTF LOLFTWBRB, and welcome to Suprocker Sunday, and welcome to our brand new Suprocker Sunday exclusive, the arcade playthroughs of Injustice: God Among Us. This time around, I will be playing Batman to start of this series, considering that Batman not only is arguably the most popular hero in the world today, and of course is the most popular hero in the DC universe, but I don't know. I just felt like playing some Batman. So real quick, let me explain something real quick. I will be doing this series on medium because I find the arcade playthroughs extremely hard already. I am going to be playing with the sound a little bit because the Injustice game sound is pretty low already. But yeah, that's about it. We've already done a Let's Play of this, and I might be linking an annotation. And I might be linking the first episode of the Let's Play and an annotation above, so if it's up there, go ahead and click on it if you would like to see it. If not, that's all up to you, but we have finally finished our first ever Suprocker Sunday exclusive, or Suprocker exclusive, I should say, and the arcade playthroughs of Cartoon Network Punch Them Explosion. And now we're starting this one. And an ongoing thing I'd like to do, an ongoing thing that I have done in both the arcade playthroughs of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Cartoon Network Punch Them Explosion is I give you information on the characters that I have playing, I'm going to win as. And this time around I'll be giving information on Batman. But real quick, I do want to say I did cut out all my losses in here because the video ended up being around 30 minutes long, and it's still around there, but I don't know. Just pointless to show me losing. So anyway, Batman is a fictional character, a comic book superhero appearing in comic books published by DC Comics. Batman was created by artist Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger, and first appeared in Detective Comics number 27 in May 1939. Originally referred to as the Batman and still referred to at times as the Batman, the character is additionally known as the Cape Crusader, the Dark Knight, and the world's G Batman security is Bruce Wayne. Maybe that's the world's greatest I don't know. An American billionaire, playboy, industrialist, and philanthropist, I can never pronounce that word right. Having witnessed the murder of his parents as a child, he swore revenge on criminals in an oath tempered with the greater ideal of justice. Wayne trains himself both physically and intellectually, and dons a bat-themed costume in order to fight crime. Batman operates in the fictional Gotham City, assisted by various supporting characters including his crime-fighting partners Robin, his butler Alfred Pennyworth, the police commissioner Jim Gordon, and occasionally the heroine Batgirl. He fights an assortment of villains often referred to as the Rogues Galleries, which includes the Joker, the Penguin, the Riddler, Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul, Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman, among others. Unlike most superheroes, he does not possess any superpowers. He makes use of intellect, detective skills, science, and technology, wealth, physical prowess, martial arts skills, and indomitable will, fear, and intimidation in his continuous war on crime. Batman became a very popular character soon after his introduction and gained his own comic book title, Batman, in 1940. As the decades wore on, different interpretations of the character emerged in the late 1960s. Batman television series used the camp aesthetic, which continued to be associated with the character for years after the show ended. Various creators worked to return the character to his dark roots with varying results. The comic books of this Dark Age stage culminated in the acclaimed 1986 miniseries The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller, as well as Batman: The Killing Joke by Alan Moore, and Arkham Asylum's A Series House on Series Earth, among others. The overall success of Warner Bros. Live-action Batman feature films have also helped maintain public interest in the character. A cultural icon, Batman has been licensed and adapted into a variety of media, from radio to television and film, and appears on a variety of merchandise sold all over the world, such as toys and video games. The character has also intrigued psychiatrists, with many trying to understand the character's psyche and his true ego in society. In May 2011, Batman placed second on IGN's top 100 comic book characters of all time after Superman. Empire magazine also listed him second in their 50 greatest comic book characters of all time. Batman's primary character traits can be summarized as wealth, physical prowess, deductive abilities, and obsession. The details and tone of Batman comic books have varied over the years due to different creative teams. Dennis O'Neil noted that the character's consistency was not a major concern during the early editorial regimes. Julia Schwartz did a Batman in Batman and Detective Batman and Detective. Okay. And Murray Boitinoff did a Batman and the Brave and the Bold. And apart from the costume, they bore very little resemblance to each other. Julia and Murray did not coordinate their efforts, did not pretend to, did not want to, were not asked to. Continuity was not important in those days. Okay. The driving force behind Batman's character is from his childhood. Bob Kane and Bill Finger discussed Batman's background and decided that there's nothing more traumatic than having your parents murdered before your eyes. Despite his trauma, he's driven to train to become a brilliant scientist and train his body into absolute physical perfection to fight crime in Gotham City as Batman. An inspired idea from Wayne's insight into the criminal mind. Another of Batman's characterization is a vigilante. In order to stop evil that started with the death of his parents, he must sometimes break laws himself, although manifested different by being retold by different artists. It is nevertheless that the details and the prime component of Batman's origin have never varied at all in comic books. The reiteration of the basic origin events holds together otherwise divergent expressions. The origin is the source of the character's traits and attributes which play out in many of the character's adventures. Batman is often treated as a vigilante by other characters in his stories. Frank Miller views the character as a Dionysian figure, don't know if I pronounced that right, a force for anarchy that imposes an individual order. Dressed as a bat, Batman deliberately cultivates a frightening persona in order to aid him in crime fighting, a fear that originates from the criminal's own guilty conscience. Batman has no inherent superhuman powers. To compensate for this, he relies on his own scientific knowledge, detective skills, and athletic prowess. In the stories, Batman is regarded as one of the world's greatest detectives, if not the world's greatest crime solver. In Grant Morrison's first storyline in in JLA, Superman describes Batman as the most dangerous man on Earth, able to defeat a team of superpowered aliens by himself in order to rescue his imprisoned teammates. He has spent a significant portion of his life traveling the world and acquiring the skills needed to aid his crusade against crime. His knowledge and expertise in almost every discipline known to man is nearly unparalleled by any other character in the DC universe. Batman is an expert integration. I can't pronounce that word right, I'm sorry, techniques, and would often use law enforcement methods as well as torture. Several of his methods includes hanging a person over the edge of a building by a leg or chaining a person upside down and beating them. He usually just uses his frightening appearance to get answers. Batman has been repeatedly described as one of the greatest martial artists in the DC universe. His skills in hand-to-hand combat are said to rival such notable martial artists such as Lady Shiva, Bronze Tiger, and Richard Dragon. Batman has the ability to function while tolerating massive amounts of physical pain, withstand telepathy and mind control. Telepathy, excuse me. He's a master of disguise, often gathering information under the identity of Matches Malone, a notorious gangster. He's also skilled in spying, thus allowing him to hide in unexpected places. His ninjutsu training has made him a master of stealth, where he can appear and disappear in rather impossible situations. He's efficient with observation skills and forensic investigation. Batman uses a large arsenal of specialized gadgets in his war against crime, the designs of which usually share a bat motif. Batman historian Les Daniels credits Gardner Fox with creating the concept of Batman's arsenals with the introduction of the utility belt in Detective Comics number 29 in July 1939, and the first Batman-themed weapons, the Batarang and the Bat Gyro, in Detective Comics number 31 and number 32 in September and October in 1939. Batman's primary vehicle is the Batmobile, which is usually depicted as an imposing black car with large tail fins that suggest a bat wings. Batman's other vehicles include the Batplane, aka the Batwing, Batboat, Bat-Sub, and Bat-Cycle. In proper practice, the Bat prefix, as in Batmobile or Batarang, is rarely used by Batman himself when referring to his equipment, particularly after some portrayals primarily in the 1960s Batman live-action television show and the Super Friends animated series. Stretched the practice to campy proportions. The 1960s television series Batman has an arsenal that includes such bat names as the Bat Computer, Bat Scanner, Bat Radar, Bat Cuffs, Bat Batoons, Bat Drinking Water Dispenser, Bat Camera with Polarize, Bat Filter, Bat Shark Repellent, Bat Spray, and Bat Rope. Wow. The storyline A Death in the Family suggests that given Batman's grim nature, he is unlikely to have adopted the Bat prefix on his own. Batman keeps most of his field equipment in a utility belt. Over the years, it is shown to contain virtually limitless variety of crime-fighting tools. Different versions of the belt have these items stored in either pouches or hard cylinders attached to attached evenly around it. A typical major exception to the range of Batman's equipment are conventional firearms, which he refuses to use on principle, considering that weapon class was an instrument of his parents' murder. Modern depictions of Batman have him compromised for practically by arming his vehicles mainly for the purpose of removing obstacles or disabling enemy vehicles. Batman has become a pop culture icon recognized around the world. The character's presence has extended beyond his comic book origins. Events such as the release of the 1989 Batman film and its accompanying merchandise has brought the Batman in the forefront of public consciousness. In an article commemorating, whatever, fuck that word, the 16th anniversary of the character, The Guardian wrote, "Batman is a figure blurred by the endless reinvention that is modern mass culture. He is at once an icon of community, the perfect cultural artifact for the 21st century." In addition, media outlets have often used the character in trivial and comprehensive surveys. Forbes magazine's estimated Bruce Wayne to be the 8th richest fictional character with his $6.9 billion fortune, several places after Iron Man, who is at number 5. Business Week listed the character as one of the 10 most intelligent superheroes appearing in American comics. Entertainment Weekly named Batman as one of the top 20 all-time coolest heroes in pop culture. He was also placed on AFI's 100 Years, 100 Heroes and Villains from the 1989 feature film by the American Film Institute. The character was the focus of the 2008 nonfiction book Becoming Batman: The Possibility of a Superhero by E. Paul Zera. I'm actually surprised I got through all that real quick. Next up, I'm going to be giving my opinion. No, that's wrong. Scratch that. Next up, I'm going to be telling you guys who have done the voices of Batman and his stuff. So yeah. In Batman with Robin the Boy Wonder in 1968, Ole Soley did the voice. In the Super Friends in 1973, the all-new Super Friends Hour in 1977, Challenge of the Super Friends, and the World's Greatest Super Friends in 1979, Ole Soley also did the voice of Batman. In the New Adventures of Batman in 1977, the Legendary Superpower Show in 1984, Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians in 1985, Adam West, who's very popular, has done the voice for Batman. There are 2 shows that I could not find out who did the voice for Batman because the website I go to did not provide that information for me, and I was just really too lazy to kind of look it up because it's really only 2 shows. But either way, the Super Friends Hour in 1980 and the Super Friends The Lost Episode in 1983, I could not find the voice for who did the voices for Batman. So okay, ready? In Batman the Animated Series in 1992, Superman the Animated Series in 1996, the New Batman Adventures in 1997, Batman Beyond in 1999, Static Shock in 2000, and in Justice League in 2001, also Justice League Unlimited in 2004, Kevin Conroy, who in my opinion is the greatest Batman voice, has done the voice for Batman. Also in the New Batman Adventures, Gary Owens does the Batman's 50s version voice, and Michael Ironside does the 80s version of Batman. In The Batman in 2004, Reno or Rhino, one of those two, I'm assuming it's Reno Romano does the voice for Batman. In Batman the Brave and the Bold in 2008, Jeff Bennett and Diedrich Bader do the voice for Batman. Kevin Conroy, the greatest Batman voice again, does the voice for Batman of Zur and R in Batman the Brave and the Bold. Corey Burton does the Scooby-Doo Batman in Batman Brave and the Bold. Corey Burton does the Magna Batman in the Batman Brave and the Bold. Frank Welker does the voice of the Scooby-Doo Batman. And, of course, in Batman in Black and White in 2008, Michael Dobson does the voice of the Batman. In Superman Red Sun in 2009, Kirk Thornton does the voice. In DC's Super Friends in 2010, Darren Norris does the voice. In Young Justice in 2010, Bruce Greenwood does the voice. And, of course, in Beware of the Batman in 2013, Anthony Rouvier will do the voice. And I'm not sure what Beware the Batman is. I'm assuming it's going to be a new TV show coming out about the Caped Crusader. Now for the movies. In Batman Mask of the Phantasm in 1993, Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero in 1988, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker in 2000, Batman Mystery of the Batwoman in 2003, Kevin Conroy, the greatest Batman voice, has done the voice for Batman in those series. Rino Romano does the voice for the Batman versus Dracula in 2005. In the movie The Justice League, Justice League: The New Frontier in 2008, Jeremy Sisto does the voice. Batman Gotham Knight in 2008 was also voiced by Kevin Conroy, the greatest Batman voice ever. I'm not going to stop. Superman and Batman Public Enemies in 2009, once again the greatest voice for Batman, Kevin Conroy was the voice. In Justice League Crisis on Two Earths in 2010, William Baldwin does the voice for the Caped Crusader. In Batman Under the Red Hood in 2010, Bruce Greenwood does the voice. In Superman Batman Apocalypse in 2010, the greatest voice actor to do Batman, Kevin Conroy, does the voice. Batman Year One in 2011, Ben McKenzie does the voice for the Caped Crusader. In Justice League Doom in 2010, Kevin Conroy, the greatest Batman voice ever, does the voice for the Batman. In Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 in 2012, and in Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 2 in 2013, Peter Weller does the voice for Batman. And finally, the latest film to feature Batman as of this recording, Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox in 2013, the greatest voice for Batman, Kevin Conroy, does the voice. Next up, we'll be going over video games. So when Batman Begins in 2005, Christian Bale does the voice for the Batman, along, of course, with being in the live-action movies recently, such as Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Returns, or should I say The Dark Knight and then The Dark Knight Returns, or something like that. Christian Bale portrays Batman. Not the best Batman, if you ask me. In Justice League Heroes in 2006, Ron Perlman does the voice for Batman. In Lego Batman the video game in 2008, Steve Blum voices Batman. In Batman Arkham Asylum in 2009, Kevin Conroy voices Batman. In Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, released in 2009, Dave Gazana, I apologize if I did not pronounce that name right, voices Batman. In Batman the Brave and the Bold, the video game in 2010, Diedrich Bader reprises the role from the series to portray Batman. In DC Universe Online, that was released in 2011, Kevin Conroy, the greatest Batman voice ever, does the voice for Batman. In Batman Arkham City in 2011, once again, Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman. And Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes, released in 2011, Troy Baker does the voice of Batman. So it seems like Steve Blum did not get that role again for the second Lego Batman. In The Dark Knight Rises, the mobile game in 2012, Sean Schemmel, again, I apologize if I did not pronounce that name right, does the voice for Batman. And Injustice God Among Us, released in 2013, and the game that we currently play, the greatest Batman voice is in this game, and that would be, you guessed it, nerds and geeks, Kevin Conroy. And of course, for Batman Arkham Origins in 2013, the voice for Batman in that one is Roger Craig Smith. Why isn't it Kevin Conroy? I have no idea, considering Kevin Conroy was both the voice for Batman in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, but whatever. I'm actually surprised I got through all the information I wanted to get on Batman. I actually didn't copy down a lot of information because I wasn't aware that I didn't feel like I would complete it all, because Batman is, like I said, one of the most popular heroes of all time, if not the most popular superhero of today, and I thought for sure that I might actually go over the information in this video, but no, I actually finished with a lot of time. Thank God I cut out those deaths, because that would have been a while. And if you guys are wondering who I died to the Joker, I died to Black Adam, and of course I died to douchebag Superman. So I died once the Joker, I died, I want to say, twice the Black Adam, and then I died 3 times the Superman, so I died a total of 6 times in this playthrough. Either way though, Injustice, of course, is made by the Mortal Kombat, or by the people that made Mortal Kombat, and every character has a special trait. Batman's special trait, which you've probably seen me do many times during this playthrough, is he summons 3 electronic bats that you can either get to block you, and if your opponent's close enough to you, they will take damage, or you can get to them to just fly straight at them. I want to acknowledge now, nerds and geeks, that I know that I'm not that good as Batman. Batman definitely is not my best character in this game. He's far from it, even though a lot of people are good with Batman. I, of course, am not one of those people. I still stand by what I said. But either way, I guess I can give my my personal opinion on Batman, the character, and Batman being in this game, and I guess I'll give my personal opinion on Batman being in this game. Just as Spider-Man in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there is no way in hell they're going to make a DC fighting game without the Caped Crusader, or Superman at that. I fully expected Batman to be in this game when I first heard of it. Honestly, this game should be called Batman Injustice Among Us, or Batman God Among Us, or I don't know. What I'm basically saying is there's more Batman characters in this game than anything, and that explains how big the Batman universe is, that most of the characters in this game are from his series. I mean, let's just count it right now. You have Batman, of course. Then you have Nightwing, who can arguably be, you know, a lot of people can argue that he's not from the Batman series, but he is Dick Grayson, the original Robin. Then you have the downloadable character Batgirl, and then on the villain side, we have the Joker, Harley Quinn, Solomon Grundy, which can also be argued is not technically a Batman villain, but I relate him to Batman the most because that's when I was first introduced to him. But anyway, we won't count Solomon Grundy. So we have Joker, Harley Quinn, Bane, and I'm pretty positive I'm forgetting someone else. Either way, though, there are tons of Batman characters in this game, and I don't know. It just feels very Batman heavy, but at the same time, I completely understand because that is Batman's. I mean, that is DC. I mean, Batman is DC's biggest comic. Also, Catwoman is in this game, another Batman character. In my personal opinion on Batman, I do like him. I don't dislike the character, but I'm not in love with him like a lot of people are. Like, even my own little brother Jason, that is his favorite superhero. It's Batman. I know more people that like Batman the most than almost any superhero, but to me, Batman's neat. I like him. I'm never going to say he's a bad hero. He's interesting. He's arguably the greatest hero of all time because of the fact that he is human and he's able to take on someone like a Superman. And he even has defeated Captain America once in the Marvel vs. DC crossover comic. So I don't dislike Batman, but he's far from my favorite hero. But he's neat. And he's good in this game too. I don't do him justice at all. Actually, I do him injustice. You get what I'm saying? Whatever. We're not going to that joke. But if you want to see good Batman combos, look up somewhere else because you're not going to see me do many combos. I do acknowledge that I am decent at these comic book games. I'm not comic book games. I'm decent at these arcade games, but at the same time, I am not. We will be seeing this scene quite a lot. I will explain what's happening right here, nerds and geeks. If you did not watch my Injustice playthrough, this is the bad Superman who ended up killing his wife, Lois Lane, because of the Joker. And after we defeat him, his soul, I believe, gets sucked into the Phantom Zone along with his soulless body. And he is forever now trapped in the Phantom Zone.
Following the battle to liberate Earth, Batman learned that Luthor had bequeathed his massive fortune to Bruce Wayne. He now had the means to rebuild Gotham and Metropolis. The city's residents, inspired by their hero's efforts, adopted the slogan, "We are Batman." They contributed countless hours to their community's renovation and crime prevention. The Batman of old would have stubbornly assumed these tasks alone. The post-One Earth Batman, having been rewarded for his trust in others, enjoyed his city's renewal and his role as its benefactor.
So that was Batman's playthrough in Injustice God Among Us. His ending, I'm a little bit confused on, but let me try to break it down in my way, and this is the best way I can understand it. By the way, the credit song is amazing. I love this song, and we'll hear it when we finally complete this series. Other than that, though, basically, from what I understand or understood, Lex Luthor gave all his fortune to Bruce Wayne, and I don't know if Luthor knew Bruce Wayne was Batman or not, and he used all that money to help rebuild Gotham City, and now he's viewed as, you know, a huge hero because he's no longer, you know, a vigilante or whatever, I guess. And I don't know, I guess he's kind of like the mayor? That's what it kind of sounds like. Like I said, I don't 100% understand Batman's ending, but it fits the Batman character. But Nerds and Geeks, I do hope you have enjoyed this arcade playthrough, our very first arcade playthrough of Injustice: God Among Us, and I hope you've enjoyed that we have done Batman. And if you have, do me a quick favor, leave me a comment, a like, and please subscribe if you would like to see a specific Injustice character that we have not done, which is everybody besides Batman. Feel free to comment below, and I will do them next time around, which I believe is not next weekend, but the weekend after. But as always, my name has been OMGWTF LOL FTWBRB, and I will see you Nerds and Geeks next time when we continue on in the arcade playthroughs of Injustice: God Among Us. So until then, you Nerds and Geeks have yourselves a wonderful day.